And once again, I mean, we're still seeing those resource companies taking quite a big knock. At some point, we should actually see these shares reaching a bottom. It seems that right now we could actually see more momentum to the downside.
Yeah, sure. I think like you said, the negative news, the fears of the indigenization could be filtering through, and I think that could be affecting the performance, and the investors are kind of jittery in terms of they're not sure how the government is going to fully implement this indigenization drive, and I'm sure it's kind of now filtering through to the market, and hence the negative performance that we see right now.
What is your sense on Rio Zim? We know it has been one of those companies that has been coming under significant pressure. It is offering quite a bit of value at these levels, but the question is, are troubles over for the company?
I think, again, if you look at some of the issues that have been, pestering the company, is to do with the, idea of like securing long-term funding, and given that the market in Zim as well is kind of facing some kind of liquidity challenges, it's been difficult to raise the much-needed liquidity to support the function, the production at the company, and those things will tend to affect its performance going forward.
James, if we could also just touch on what we've seen on the banking side of things, and then I'm talking about it from a liquidity perspective. Just give us an indication of the health of the Zimbabwean economy, and given the fact that the central bank has been doing what it can to increase liquidity and thus sustain a very healthy economic environment.
Yes, true. I think the banking sector is since the last quarter of last year, I think issues to do with liquidity have been at the forefront. And one of I think some of the issues that have come to the fore is the mismatch between external sector performance, where you see a huge import bill versus the foreign exchange inflows that are coming through. And on the deposit side, you find out that total bank deposits have marginally sort of stabilized. We haven't seen the growth momentum that we witnessed over the past months, and I think those are the signs to say liquidity is kind of, a major strain at the present moment. And again, I think it has affected even performance from the banking sector, where the lending side has sort of slowed down as the banks try to cover their position in that regard.
Absolutely. It's an interesting point that you mentioned that lending has slowed, but we've also heard of a lot of, organizations and banks and development agencies coming in and, making Zimbabwean banks cash flush. Has that started to filter through at all into the real economy?
Mm-hmm. I think what has been a significant challenge is in terms of kind of sort of securing the long-term liquidity that the country needs right now. If you have noticed, in terms of, we haven't really registered significant success in terms of harnessing the lines of credit, and that would have gone a long way in terms of addressing some of the challenges that we have. The deposits that we have in the market are mostly short-term, and that has sort of constrained banks in terms of lending on a long-term horizon, which is what the companies will really need. Yeah. So I think on that front, we haven't really made significant success, but efforts are currently underway with various banks trying to get, try to harness the, lines of credit from external creditors.